Hello everyone, it is me, Coffeestitcher, Garrett, here for the first video of October proper, which means it is spooky season. It also means the countdown to Wicked Part 2 has begun. Not that we're at all excited for that here in our house. No, not at all. I don't know what would suggest that to you. Isn't it right? Isn't that right? Isn't it time for you to try defying gravity, buddy? Alright. I'll stop tormenting you now. Yes, I did get... Actually, they both have Wicked t-shirts, but Remy's is black and has the Emerald City on it, but he's a lot harder to pick up and show off than the little man here is. So, yes, Magical Bear. Yes, he is. I hope everyone's doing well and that you've had a good previous 2 weeks. Yeah, been 2 weeks. So, got a lot to show you today in terms of whip updates. Teeny tiny itty bitty scotch of haul. I have not started a new felt project, because I, quite frankly, haven't had the spoons, if you will, to pick out what's next. It's been a busy 2 weeks. I was gone the first part of last week for a work conference that ended up being a lot of fun. I got this very pretty tumbler as part of that. I was gonna show y'all my hat. Oh well, I forgot. I'll show y'all the hat at some point. It's pretty fabulous. But I can't get to it right now without really disrupting everything, so I'll try to remember the hat for next time. And then I've actually got some FFOs to show you. So, Pam at Ditsy Daisy Crafts, she recently had some FFOs, and I was like, dang girl, 7? And then our D&D group was doing a mini painting night, and since I have very limited painting skills, and I decided, since I'm really bad at not actually FFOing things, and I had a whole bunch of canvases and a whole bunch of finishes that I could FFO, that I was going to do that while they were painting minis. And I got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces done. So I have 7 as well. Technically there's like 7.5, but one of them I realized I had centered very badly and could not locate a screwdriver with which to back out the staple that I had put in, and so I haven't gone back and finished that yet. But, yeah. All right. So, we've also got a giveaway, which I will do at the end, or I'll show y'all at the end. I also want to take a moment to point out, I did, somehow it took this long, but I am eligible to monetize the account again, which I had done back when I first had my channel for a little while, and then it fell by the wayside and there were moves, and I just didn't keep up with it. So I haven't totally decided what all I'm actually going to do with the monetization. So I did kind of want to ask some ideas from y'all, because I can do things like add a membership. I don't have a channel with which to shop. And I'm not going to have anything that would be like a one-time interactive purpose. So if there is any interest in a membership, I would be open to that. I don't know what perks there would be. Up to y'all, I guess. So I would love some feedback on that from those that, either if your channel does have memberships, what y'all might do with it, or for those who might be interested, what I do with it. So if you will, please definitely put that comment below. You can also just contact me directly, either on Instagram at Coffeestitcher, or by email, which is coffeestitcher@gmail.com, and that information will be down below as well. So I would love that kind of feedback for sure. All right, so let's talk about whips. So we've got 8 different projects that I've worked on, 12 stitching days, for a total of 4,370 stitches. And I do believe that includes what I worked on today, but I'm not entirely sure how the Notion addition add-up thing works in the Floss Tube Tracker. So that may not include today, but I think it does. Because, let's take a quick sneaky peek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It does not include today. So that's fine. So, all right. So technically 13 stitching days and about 4,500 stitches, because that's math I can't do in my head. So, you know what? There we go. All right. So first up, this one ended up actually getting 2 different times out, because the first time I worked on it, it didn't get a whole lot of stitching in, and so I brought it back out a second time because I was doing Zoom stuff and I needed a physical pattern versus a PDF pattern, and so this one came back out. So this is Inspiration by Rosewood Manor. So the last time it came out, I got a page finish on section 7, or on, which would be page 7, and then I started on page 8. So that's this part right here. So you can kind of see where the full crosses sort of end here. That was section 7, so it was a small page. And then I pulled it out and got about another 400-ish stitches to it, which gave me most of part 8's. So all of part 8's back stitches in place. So we're getting now into the centerpiece. So the next time this comes out, I do anticipate it'll be a page finish. And then we'll get to work on more of the center, which I'm very excited for. Yeah. Yeah. Right, and this is on, I believe, Mellow? I always forget. It's either like Mellow or maybe it's Willow. That was not it. Let's see. Willow by Picture This Plus. So it's on 28 count even weave. So here we go. And I am doing this one in the anchor conversion. Back when Michael's and Joanne's were suddenly stocking anchor, and you got it on the little spoolie-doos, like this, which I have been transferring them to bobbins because that's easier for me to store than spoolie-doos. But now you can't get them at all, again, so yay. At least I don't think you can. I think Michael's got rid of anchor. I like it. It's not that much different from working with DMC, other than the numbers are way weird. But right. All right. So Stitcher's Book Club. This is the Cloudsfactory Sal. It is on a one-off. I think it is a Bestitch Me, but I really genuinely don't know. But I got started on the Edgar Allan Poe cubby, and I got all the way up to the top. So we definitely have enough. It's tight. I don't imagine this is going to be one that I can do as a canvas finish, but we'll certainly try. But we have enough space at the top, and that's what matters. So I got started on the gravestone and Poe's pants. There was, and I did not realize it at first, there was a little bit of grease on my Lowry that I touched and didn't realize it, and then I touched my fabric. Fortunately, those smudges, I do believe they are going to be stitched over, and if they aren't stitched over, then I think I can find a floss that is close enough to the fabric that I can sort of weave it over it. I've had to do that in the past where there have been like pin markings or things. And usually if I can get a floss close enough to the fabric color, I can do little itty bitty stitches over the spot and it disappears. So we'll see. But here it is. So obviously the pattern, it's this year's stitch along, so they're all the way down to the bottom. There are 2 months left, so we'll see who gets added. I have a feeling L. Frank Baum is probably not going to be one of them, because there's 3 authors left, 2 months of stitching. Pickens hasn't showed up, and I expect he's probably going to be part of December because of A Christmas Carol. So, yeah, I have a feeling it's probably not going to be Baum, unfortunately. All right. Then, Meditation Garden by Jan Hicks got some love. This one's on Biancofello by Fortnight Fabrics. And that one, I don't believe it was a Whipco. It may have been a Whipco. It was either a Whipco or it just came up on its own. It's what I was working on last video. It did complete one of the trees. So the one tree here is done. The tree trunk, one of the greens, and the willow is done, and I'm started in on the second willow. And then this little part of the, oh, that's fuzz. Got a little part of the border in. So, did not get quite as far as I had hoped this would, but it got pretty close. So the next time this comes out, I do think it'll finish out this tree and we'll get going up on this border, and then we can work our way back across here and finish out page 2. So, I really love this one. The colors are so vibrant. I saw, so the design itself is charted with Mrs. Sada's flosses, which I didn't have any of those on hand. I didn't have any access to them, and while I'm sure they are probably very nice, I'm a little leery of dropping $80 on a floss pack for a brand I have never used and can't physically touch myself for the first time. So I'm doing I did the DMC conversion instead. And I've been very happy with it. I did see the model when Stitch was still open. They had a trunk show. So I've seen it in it. Until I could touch it and actually work with it myself, because, like, for instance, the Valdanis, you know, I know a lot of people love Valdani. Valdani looks great in those Rosewood Manors. I do not like working with Valdani. It's tangly and it's brittle, and I do not like it. So it's not worth it for me to stitch with it. So that's part of my reluctance, is I have tried that in the past and then regretted it. All right, next up is Springtime Florals, which is the sweater weather for spring from Robin Pickens, cross-stitch design. I am doing this on a green fabric that I had in my stash. I don't know what it is. It looks like it was a Zweigert, but I really don't know. I do believe it is a 28 count linen, so that's what we're calling it. And I finished the middle section. So this one I am doing in a mixture of Stuart Moore Textiles and Ramble and Roots. Ramble and Roots, yes. botanically dyed threads with some Gentle Arts and some Classic Colorworks in there to make up the colors that I didn't have. So this time I used Pansy, which is the dark purple, and, oh, Color and Cotton's in here too, and then this light purple, which is Stuart Moore. So the dark purple, the dark pink, this middle green here, and the dark blue are all Stuart Moore. Unfortunately, I'm done with the dark ones now. I do have, oh, and the white is Stuart Moore. So the several of the dark colors won't get brought back out again. But there's still a couple of the others that I haven't used yet that will be in here. And then the light purple is the Ramble and Roots Amethyst. So I hate how this one just does not want to photograph properly at a distance. This is closer to what the fabric and the fabric actually looks like, but here you go so you can see more up close the design. So I'm excited to continue working on this one and branch out into the now more quilt block style borders. And what's next? Got the Brooks Books Dress Up Princesses. This is Anna. It is on a one-of-a-kind from Fortnight Fabrics with the called for DMC. And this time I kind of had a choice of where to go, and so I decided I would keep because I finished the purple part of the train. So I decided, let's just keep working on the train. So I came up and I did the flowers. So we got some pinks and some turquoises and a little bit of the cryneck. And then I came down here and worked on more of the train. So we got in some of the blues and greens. So I think the next time, because this part of the train is done, so now it's just the part coming out this direction. So I think next time it comes out, we will finally finish the train, and then we can work more on the rest of the dress. But here we are. So really love these colors and how they're turning out. So I know, buddy, it's a weird sounding noise there. All right. Then Cauldron Repair came out. This is by Fine Frog Stitching. I started this at the retreat 2 weeks ago. God, that was only 2 weeks ago. And then I got another like 600 stitches in on it. So the lettering is definitely done. I forgot that there was one more shade of green that I hadn't done yet. This is on Halloween Mummy Wraps by Ship's Manor. And I started filling in the cauldron. So I think I'm about maybe halfway through the physical cauldron itself. So, but I really love these colors, and I'm really excited to see this one grow and come together. So, and I have some fun things planned to make it a little more special and magical appearing. Because it's me, why wouldn't I? And then this one ended up going with me on the conference. Oops. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to startle you. So this one is Under the Sea by Frosted Pumpkin. I keep the floss in a little welly Band-Aid container. Like that. So it works really well for these sort of projects like this, where you've got just a set number of colors for the most part. Anyway, I left that in there, but I didn't mean to. All right, so I am now down to the last 1,400 stitches. So we got half of part 9 done. So what was added, here's the full thing. So what was added was this little corally thing, these coral tubes, the anemone, some more coral, fern, another doobie, maybe about half of the rock, and the crab. So that's where we are. So the next time we'll finish out the sand, the rock, and the starfish, and the title of the piece. And then after that is part 10. So with it being that close to a finish, one of two things is going to happen. Either A, I'm going to finish part 9 and be okay waiting until it comes up again to do part 10, or I'm just going to be like, you know what, I'm so close, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. Because 1400, like, if I have like a good weekend, I can finish it in that weekend. So we shall see. We shall see what happens, but here's where we are. I really have loved this piece. This is on Mini Waters by Ship's Manor, by the way. So, really enjoyed this piece. I will be sad when it is over, but I do have several other frosted pumpkins that I can work on in its place. So, you know, not really hurting for projects, y'all. I say when I'm planning to still start another 3 this month. All right, and then that brings us to what I am currently working on, which is my conversion of the Owl Forest Emerald City to the Sinar Wizard of Oz adaptation. Haven't really gotten a whole lot done today. I finally decided on a color scheme for this little doobie, which was originally over here. But this little doodad, he got moved over this way. Working on the lion right now, as you can probably tell. This one is a blend. It is of 2 DMCs. I want to say it's 169 and 435. I'll put the sort of the color conversion that I'm looking at there, and then Tin Man will be here, and then I've got a couple other things and some yellow bricks to add. So I don't know how much farther I will get on it tonight. I'm gonna hope that I can get maybe the lion finished tonight, but I am looking forward to getting in some good progress on this piece. All right, and then in terms of my haul this week, my good friend Barb, the seashore stitcher, found 2 penny rug patterns for me at a reuse shop and picked them up for me. Penny rugs are a felt applique project. Originally, the idea was that you would use a penny to trace the circles out, but they've kind of grown from there. So this first one, which is called Scrappy Penny Candle Mat, is a little more of the traditional what they look like. And they tend to be used for candles and things like that. And then this one, which is a cardinal candle mat. So, not sure when I will do these, but I'm very excited to do them. So, thank you, Barb, for grabbing those and thinking about me. All right. Now, let's talk about FFOs. So, one of my favorite ways to finish projects is to do them on canvases, to wrap them around canvases, because it's quick, it's easy, and because it's really just staples going into it, they're a little better protected, so if I do ever have the money to like professionally frame, it's going to be a little easier to have that done. So I framed up the Narnia by, canvassed up, by Stitching Book Club. The Stitchy Princess Black, Wizard of Oz. The Emerald City bookmark, which this one may actually end up going on my desk at work because it's an easy small thin one. This wonderful Halloween piece, which was, I think it's called Nevermore by Prairie Schooler. And this one, I did almost a complete color conversion on. I don't actually think I had this one to show when I did my finish parade. I think I forgot to bring it in. So it uses, like, I know the building in the middle, I know that's old purple paint from Gentle Arts. I think the black is Raven. The purple is a ship's Manor, but I don't remember what it is. This purple and green vine color. Yeah, I used a whole bunch of different things that I had. Oh, apparently I've got a flake. Okay, there we go. Little Women by Stitching Book Club, which I didn't quite get as centered as I should have, but it's okay. At a distance, you really can't tell, I don't think. Maybe you can. And then Aurora by Brooke's Books. And this one I did go a little bit rogue on, because I decided to do the fairies on perforated paper. And then Tiana. And finally, Cinderella. Which I'm still very, very happy with, particularly with this fabric. Like, that was just the perfect fabric choice. So, her crown is not showing up terribly well on camera. It shows up a lot better in person, I assure you of that. But, yeah. Let's move these over so they don't accidentally slide off and scare little man. All right, and that brings us to the giveaway. So, full disclosure, the Nuri of Shaded Stitchery reached out to me and offered me a pattern from her newest releases. And the kind of condition was that I would do a giveaway with one for my viewers. So, what I picked was Passages, which it's a bookmark. It is meant to be done on perforated paper, the Midnight Blue from Mill Hill, and it does use just DMC, and it's full crosses. Does not appear there are any back stitching or anything involved. Technically it's two bookmarks. There's a main bookmark, which is the big one, and then a smaller one. My plan initially, because I actually got this a little bit ago, my original plan was, because Mill Hill perforated paper, it's 2 sheets per package, and it was the Midnight Blue, so it's a bit of a different color if you don't need it very often. So my thought was, I will order a package, keep 1 sheet for myself, and put 1 sheet in with the giveaway, so you would get the pattern and the perforated paper. It has been out of stock most of the places I have looked for a while. So, in the event that it becomes available between now and my next video, then I will include it for the winner. If it doesn't, then you're just getting the pattern itself. Still a great giveaway. So the first and foremost, to enter, you must be a subscriber. I would really love it if you would like the video. I think that helps with getting more viewers. So liking and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. in the comment section, because I'll do the draw based off of comments. Don't do any of the stuff that's going to flag the bots. So don't say giveaway, don't say free, don't say any of that stuff that's going to flag bots, because I don't want to weed through that. I feel like that's fair. But if you are interested and you do want to win, then what I would like is for you to comment with a suggestion or an idea for things you might like to see in future videos from me. That helps me kind of make these and plan these out. While 30 minutes is a decent length, I think, for a quick video, I know some people prefer them to be closer to an hour, which I'm happy to do. I just need a little bit of ideas on what to show y'all. So please, 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 to enter, if you want a chance to win, then drop a comment below with a suggestion, and then go ahead and also put the word passages in, because if you've got a suggestion but you don't want the pattern, I don't want you to not give me the suggestion. So if you want the pattern, give me an idea and put the word passage, and then also include the word passages, but don't say like giveaway or anything like that, because, you know, I don't want bots. That will go through to, that will be good until my next video. I'm trying to pull up a calendar because I don't know dates. So, I want to see it by month, there we go. So today is Sunday the 12th. So entries need to be in by noon Central Standard Time on Sunday, October 26th. So Sunday, October 26th at noon, I will go through the list, and then we will do the draw. I will see if I can figure out how to make it work live. But that's it. So, noon, Sunday, October 26th. Comment with an idea of things I could include in future videos, and the word passages. So yeah. And with that, I think that is all that I have for this evening. So I hope everyone has a good 2 weeks. We will see you all next time. We, like I'm multiple people. I will see you all next time. Asher may or may not see you next time. Yeah, you can wave it. Wave to everybody. And we will, I guess we, or maybe Remy, if Remy decides he wants to be up here. We will see you next time. Bye.